Hey guys, I wanted to do a video talking about a few different topics, but I really think it's important, especially with the month of May. I've been hearing a few of you talk about how it might be a little discouraging this month because things have been slowing down, things have been a little bit slow, and I know that I have talked about before about how during this time, there's a lot of graduations, families are busy, they're just not really focused on maybe themselves or their health. So I just wanted to take a little bit of time and go over a few points, a few topics that I thought were really important. And I took notes, so I will be going over those. So first, and most importantly, I would say you really want to focus on building wide. What does that mean when I say building wide? So really focusing on personally sponsoring as many level ones directly under you so that you can build your business wide. If you are really serious about building this business, building your business wide is going to set you off on the right pace. So many of you have talked about that this month is slow, that you're not really feeling confident, that people maybe aren't responding, or you're having crickets when you're reaching out to people. And I was watching a few training videos, and what really stuck out in my mind was that it's about progression. As long as you are reaching out, you're training, you're self-developing, progression, slow progression doesn't mean no progression. Slow progression is progression. You're doing the things that you are meaning to do. You're doing income producing activities every single day. You're planting those seeds. You will benefit from that reward. It may not be right away. You know, you think about how long you were watching. I know that I watched for over a year. So if you think about, if you're reaching out to people, like if you're cold messaging people, reaching out to people, letting them know what you're doing and why you believe in the product so much, it might take them a full year as well. Sorry, I'm going to move this down. It might take them a full year to really commit to you. So the wider that you build your business, the more level ones that you personally sponsor, the more that you can pour into those people and help them duplicate the process of the power of three. If you are not sure what the power of three is, call me, call your sponsor. The power of three, we need to duplicate and implement this with our level ones, with those, so that they can then implement it down. Everybody knows three people. When you have an ambassador sign on, whether it's for wholesale pricing or if it's for that they want to work the business, really push the fact that they can have 2 preferred customers or a few ambassadors to join their team and they get their products paid for. So even if someone is not interested in working the business, I can guarantee you that if they end up telling 3 people about the products and those 3 people end up joining them, I can guarantee you once that person who was not interested in working the business, once that person goes silver and gets that bonus and kind of gets that feeling and momentum of like, hey, this is really something, I can guarantee you that they're going to continue on and that they're going to continue sharing because they might not know what's right in front of them right now. So building wide is very important when it comes to personally sponsoring level ones. I think that I have around 45 level ones. Not all of them are active, but that didn't happen until I really put myself out there and was really trying to share the products. And I had a lot of people come out of the woodwork and be really interested and excited. But they do say that diamond ambassadors, if they have 7 active level ones underneath them and they are implementing and duplicating the power of 3, it takes 7 active level ones having those 3 people sign up, those 3 people sign up 3 people, those 3 people sign up to go diamond. So you build your company wide, you are setting yourself, or you build your business wide, you're setting yourself up for success. So it's very important that you do a lot of the personal recruitment. And not to say, you know, it's definitely you find your rock star on the team and then they recruit other people and it builds up, but the wider that you build, the deeper that it will go and the wider then it will go below you. So that's just one of the tips. Another tip, be your brand. Find yourself interesting. So you're posting on Facebook every day, you're not getting a lot of feedback, you might not get a lot of likes, and that's okay because people are still watching even if they're not liking your post. They're still watching. They might be embarrassed to like it, or they might not want anybody to know that they like it. But brand yourself. Be interesting. You can educate people and post generic graphics, and those are all fantastic because you are sharing and putting the word out there. But make your posts interesting. Make people who are on Facebook, they might not be on Facebook for very long during the day. They might have 3 minutes where they're just constantly scrolling through the news feed. What is going to make that person stop, read your post and say, huh, you know, that's funny, or that's interesting, or what's going to make that person stop and look at it? I'll use an example because it's one of my favorites. Ann Isom, who is one of my best friends and on our team, and she's amazing. She put herself out there. One of her favorite movies is Tommy Boy. And so Anne was at a store, and I can't remember if it was her jacket or a jacket in a size that she didn't used to wear. But because of Plexus, you know, she had lost inches and some pounds, and she had put a larger coat on, and she did Tommy Boy quotes underneath her, you know, thank you Plexus. And it was fantastic. It was brilliant. I loved it. And it made people really reach out and be like, you know what, she's genuine and she's real. And I like what she's putting out there. Even your face with a picture of you holding Slim Packets. That is genuine. It's interesting. If you are even interested in a quick video and putting it on your Facebook page of just showing simply how to make the pink drink, it can be 30 seconds. It's interesting to people. It gets people to stop and watch and see what you're all about. But you make it interesting, and you can make it and brand yourself. I'm not saying do not share graphics and do not share, you know, information. That's really, really great on educating people about the products. But if you find yourself feeling stuck, then you can brand yourself and make your posts interesting. Put yourself out there. Be honest. Talk about your why. Know your audience. So find, you know, is your audience that you are constantly seeing their posts, they're constantly seeing your posts? Are they tired? Do they need energy? Are they single moms? Are they people who hate their jobs? Are they people who need a boost, need something else, need to kick their soda addiction? Find and know and relate to your audience and put information out there that might attract those people to what you're putting out there. So that's a very, very good information too. You know, you start with your family and friends. You start sharing with your family and friends. That's we call those your warm market. So warm market is the people that are closest to you within your inner circle that you might see all the time or that you might talk to all the time. You're going to eventually exhaust your warm market. People that are in your warm market are going to know what you're doing. They might not be ready yet, but they will hopefully join you. Family is probably the hardest people to get on board. I know it was for me. But once you exhaust, you know, your warm market, you need to find out other ways to reach out to people that you haven't talked to in a while. Reach out to people who you haven't maybe talked to in years. I make it a goal for myself, and I have done this over the last few weeks, to friend one new person per day. And that could be if I'm out and about at the grocery store or at one of my daughter's events. We start talking and I'll say, hey, are you on Facebook? And, you know, and then I'll add them and they start seeing my posts. I did not push Plexus on them. I did not throw out Plexus on them by any means in any conversations. They start seeing my posts. They reach out. And it works. It really works. I was on a Girl Scout camping trip this past weekend, and this was a little bit of a different situation, but I overheard two moms talking about how sore they were, how one of them had been in a car accident and the other one was going to have neck surgery, and they were sore every day and on medicine and taking pain pills. And so I just kind of happened to kind of get into the conversation. I was asking, and I was really attentive and I was listening, and I was asking them questions about themselves. And I said, oh my gosh, I had, you know, a friend that had been on pain pills, and she started taking Plexus Ease, and it really, really helped her. And so I just kind of dropped that in the conversation. And what happened? They gave me their email address. They wanted to know more information. So if I would not have put myself in that conversation and brought anything up by that means, I mean, I did ask them if they were on Facebook and friended them, so they would have seen posts. But sometimes be bold, be directly into that conversation. It can go so much further than you think. And I know it's uncomfortable and I know it can be awkward, but if you believe in the products as much as you feel that you do, it's so worth it because you could be helping somebody in the long run. I just sent out 2 emails to those moms and they were really, really thankful. Don't compare yourself to others. It's a joy stealer. It takes all of the fun and energy out of you. I did that in the beginning. I had some close friends that we started around the same time and they ranked up really fast. And instead of being focused on my journey and my experience, it made me really feel bad about myself and made me feel like I was doing something wrong. And I was constantly comparing myself to them. And you know what I was realizing is that I was still making progress. I just maybe was doing it in a different way, and maybe it just wasn't my time yet, but I was still moving forward. So don't compare yourself to others. There are going to be people that rank up so fast, and then there are going to be people that, you know, take their time. It's your own journey. I mean, for me, I was silver for a little over a year. And looking back, I wish I wouldn't have been so hard on myself because that's a big accomplishment. I mean, that is the first rank. It's a big accomplishment. And if you feel stuck in between ranks, you know, set some goals for yourself, but be proud of where you are because where you are is huge and other people are going to look up to you for that. So definitely don't compare yourself to other people. Personalize your message. It kind of goes along with the branding. So I like sharing posts. I like becoming friends with other Plexus ambassadors so that I can see what they're posting. But I kind of put a rule in place for myself. I am only going to put a post of the day on the team page or share a post if it blows me away. If it's one of those that I'm like, wow, this is something that people need to read. So really find your message, you know, find those testimonials. Sometimes it does take a little bit of time to research and to find those testimonials that you really think will hit home for someone. So take some time to research. I know that saving posts, I'll scroll through the newsfeed and I'll save posts every day. And that really helps me a lot, kind of finding those individual ones that I really like. But if you need to, you know, have some names of people that you want to friend on Facebook to look at their posts as well, I'm happy to share that information for you because there's a lot of great social media outlets out there of ambassadors that are actually sharing their posts. This is a really big key thing for me that I really put on myself, and I wanted to share it with you. Be immediate. That means be immediate with your response to someone. I know that we all might be working 9 to 5 and we're busy. Some of us have kids. Some of us have night jobs. If you have somebody message you about about Plexus, be immediate. Respond immediately. Whether that be a quick message saying, I'm at work, I'll get back to you tonight, but don't make promises that you can't keep. Really get back to them tonight. But if you're not immediate, those people are going to go to someone else. They might see your post, but if you don't respond to them or if you don't answer them back, if it takes like, you know, a week or 2 weeks, they might be ready because people are impulsive and people are fickle. The impulsive people, when they're ready and asking you about it, they're ready to start. They're ready to start the products. And those people, if you don't get back to them, they're going to go get it from somebody else. And you want to be that person to you know, help them and to have them join your team. Fickle people, those people are going to be the ones that reach out to you and say, okay, I'm ready. And then we all have had those, I'm sure. I think I was one of them for Jen Hawkins, but I was one of those customers. But they're going to reach out to you and say that they're ready. And if you're not immediate, they might change their mind in a heartbeat. They might take that money that they were going to use for Plexus and go and buy like an iPad or something like that. So really focus and put a rule of yourself. You know, try to respond within 24 hours. That's very important. And I was going to add this. I know I've made this mistake several times in the past. When you're posting, make sure that people know that you're an ambassador and that they can get the products from you. I've had people who've watched me post for so long, and then they have gone and this was in the beginning, but then they've gone and purchased it from somebody else. And then when I realized that they were taking the products, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I didn't know you sold it. That's what the response back was to me. So I'm like, that is, you know, that's why it's so important to, after some posts, you know, let's chat, let's talk. I'm here to help you. Just post your why video, and really brand yourself so that people know that they can get it from you, that you're not only believing in the products and taking them, but you're also an ambassador for Plexus Worldwide. Follow up. We always say follow up Fridays. It is so important to follow up with people because, again, they might go somewhere else. Have a system in place, however you want that system to be, to write down the names of people that have asked you about Plexus, to write down the names of people that you want to talk to about Plexus, and to ones that maybe you haven't talked to, they've asked you about it, and there's like 6 months that have gone by, and then you want to reach back out to them. That's very important. Follow-up is the key, and it's going to keep you moving and propelling forward in this business. I promise you that. Find prospects. Be observant. You know, listen to people. I know that I had given an example. I scroll through Facebook, and I will find friends that have a picture of a coffee, or that have a picture of them, like a funny cartoon picture of somebody laying across the desk and saying, oh my gosh, is the day over yet? Like, so they're tired or they are bored in their job. I write the names down for those people, because that to me is kind of a hidden message that they're putting out there that, you know, they might need this. They might need our products. And if we don't reach out to them, we'll never know. So find your prospects, listen to people when they're talking, ask questions. It's very, very important. 50% of prospects will show themselves to you, meaning that they will reach out to you. They will like your posts. They will ask for a sample. And then the other 50% will see your results because you shared them. So when I say results, if you don't have great weight loss results yet, talk about other things. Talk about the non-scale victory results that you have. Talk about how great you feel when you wake up in the morning, or how great you slept the night before, or how you're excited for the summer because you're going to be fitting in those jeans that have been hanging up in the back of your closet. Find what is going to work for you. If you don't have, you know, if you are in the middle of your journey and you're still waiting for specific results, find the other ones that you actually have feel. And when you dig deep and think about all of the things that you might have benefited from and really not thought about it, you know, we have one ambassador on our team, love to death. She wasn't having the weight loss results as quickly as she wanted, but then she was like, oh my gosh, I don't have acid reflux anymore, and I am off this medication, and I slept so good last night. And so really dig deep within yourself to find out what it is that that you might benefit from and what it is that you can share. So when it comes to motivating people, you know, if somebody's on the fence about not wanting to work the business or not really wanting to take the products, really, really, really try to build the belief in them. Anybody, and I really, really, truly feel this way, anybody who has a basic understanding of our compensation plan and understanding of what residual income is and understanding how good people feel when they're on our products, you will have them right away. I really, really, truly, really believe that. But you have to put that belief and really show your passion when you're talking about this, because if you just kind of cover the basics, they're going to get a gist of it and they might be interested, but if they really understand the power of what this entire opportunity contains, they won't be able to say no, and you won't want them to say no because you can change their life. And I am absolutely not trying to be dramatic when I say that, because you can absolutely change their life. I know my life has been changing thanks to Jen Hawkins. You know, my level ones, hopefully their lives are changing a little bit because of me, and it's so rewarding, and you want to be able to build your team and have the same feelings for that. So that's just a couple of little tidbits that I wanted to go over. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your night. I know May is half over. We still have 2 weeks left in this month. Let's go make it a great one. Let's reach out to people who we know could be ready for this. And if they're not ready, you know, no might mean not now. It might not mean no right away, but never write off somebody because you think that they might not be interested. You'll never know unless you reach out to them. So, and that's why we're all here today. So I love you guys. I'm so proud of you always, and just honored to be doing this with you. So have a great day.
You've been in here for half an hour. The chicken's almost ready.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said the gnocchi. I said you gotta get the gnocchi started like 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
Hey, baby cake. Yeah, honey. Oh, I didn't know what you were doing.